I sold my boat, emptied my savings, and wired $32,000 to my fiancée's loan. Then her brother texted her, did the idiot actually pay it? I sat at the kitchen island staring at the confirmation screen on my laptop. $32,000 was gone from my savings account, transferred directly to a loan servicer in my fiancée Sarah's name. We had been together for 3 years and engaged for 8 months. From the very beginning of our relationship, Sarah's family made it clear that they operated as a unit. Her parents and her older brother Mike were incredibly tight-knit, and they always treated me like an outsider who had to earn his way into their inner circle. Sarah had carried this massive debt since before we met. She told me it was a personal loan she took out to help her father save his hardware store during a brutal financial year. She painted this picture of herself as the devoted daughter who sacrificed her own credit score to keep her family afloat. For the last 2 years, I watched her stress over the monthly payments. The interest rate was drowning her. When we started talking about buying a house after the wedding, our mortgage broker told us her debt-to-income ratio was going to completely ruin our chances of getting approved. I decided to step up. I sold the vintage fishing boat I spent 2 years restoring, drained my personal savings, and gathered the funds to wipe the slate clean. I wanted us to start our marriage without that dark cloud hanging over us. When I hit the transfer button on Friday afternoon, Sarah cried in my arms. She called her parents on speakerphone and her dad told me I was a true son to him. I actually felt like I had finally been accepted into their family. Saturday morning, Sarah went out to a bridal fitting with her mom. I was sitting on the couch drinking coffee when her iPad, which was linked to her phone messages, lit up on the coffee table. The preview banner showed a text from her brother Mike. It read, "Did the bank clear it yet? Tell me the idiot actually paid it." My stomach dropped. I picked up the iPad and opened the message. It was a group chat with Sarah, Mike, and their parents. I scrolled up and read through weeks of messages that completely dismantled my entire reality. The hardware store story was a massive lie. 3 years ago, Mike had been caught embezzling from his previous employer. The company agreed not to press criminal charges if he paid full restitution immediately. Sarah took out the high-interest personal loan to keep her golden boy brother out of a prison cell. The entire family had conspired to hide this from me because they knew I would never empty my savings to pay off a thief's criminal debt. The group chat was full of them mocking me. Her dad had texted a few days prior saying, "He is too desperate to keep you. He will pay anything if you cry enough." Sarah had replied to, "Just act grateful when it happens, Dad. I have been laying it on thick all week." I did not confront her when she got home. I did not scream or throw things. Instead, I grabbed my car keys and drove straight to my local bank branch. Because I had initiated the wire transfer late on a Friday afternoon, the funds were still pending in the system. I sat down with a branch manager, explained that I had been subjected to financial fraud under false pretenses, and filed the paperwork to halt and reverse the transaction. The manager placed a hard stop on the transfer and assured me the money would bounce right back into my account by Monday morning. I spent the rest of Saturday acting completely normal. I smiled. I ate dinner with Sarah. I listened to her talk about floral arrangements for the wedding. On Sunday evening, her parents hosted a massive dinner at their house to celebrate the debt being cleared and our future house hunt. They went all out. Her dad was grilling expensive steaks, her mom baked my favorite cake, and Mike actually hugged me when I walked through the door. We sat down at the dining room table. Her dad poured everyone a glass of an expensive red wine and stood up to make a toast. He talked about family, about loyalty, and about how I had proven myself worthy of his daughter by taking care of their own. Everyone raised their glasses and cheered. I did not take a sip. I set my glass down, stood up, and pulled my phone from my pocket. I looked directly at her father and told him I agreed that loyalty was important, which is why I appreciated how loyal they were to Mike's embezzlement cover-up. The entire table froze. The smiles vanished instantly. I turned to Sarah and quoted her exact text message about laying it on thick and crying to manipulate me. She went completely pale and started stammering, trying to reach for my arm across the table. Her dad dropped his glass and it shattered on the hardwood floor. He started yelling that I had invaded their privacy and that it did not matter what the debt was for because family takes care of family. I told him he was absolutely right, which is why he should be the one taking care of his son's criminal restitution. Mike stood up and stepped toward me, his face red with anger, demanding to know what I meant. I picked up my coat from the back of my chair and looked at Sarah one last time. I told her I went to the bank yesterday morning and canceled the pending transfer, so her next loan payment is still due on the 15th.